everyone, so today's video is going to be about thriller plants and some options that you can have for the real wow factor in your containers, hanging baskets, or your gardens, whatever you may be planting into. So first and foremost, it's very important to point out that something that I find as a thriller plant might be something totally different from what you think, and that is a-okay. Basically, the wow factor is something that you find when you look at an area that has the flowers, it really draws your eye to it. So it could be the color, it could be the contrast that it has with the pot or the other flowers around it. It could be very unique blooms, it could be the height of it or how it's growing. So it really depends on your own personal preference and how it's interacting with the other flowers as well. So here's just some of the many thriller options that you could have. And again, it really depends on your own personal preference. So one of my favorites are dahlias. They're great for the, about 5+ hours of sun areas. Great in containers. I wouldn't put these in hanging baskets, just with the way the blooms go. If it's up, you're not really going to get to see these beautiful blooms, but there's lots of different colors, oranges, yellows, reds. I personally love this purplish one. It's called lavender, because it's hard to get that kind of color into an annual. The next one I have is called a geranium. I really like this one because it's different blooms. So instead of having this petals coming out from the center, this one has more so clusters. So you're going to have clusters of all these blooms here. Very show-stopping, nice and tall, which is great. The trick about these geraniums is that there is going to be a bare side to them. So when you're planting, kind of take a look at the plant. You're going to want to pick off any of those yellow leaves. You'll find with bushy plants that there is going to be yellow leaves at the bottom, just because the sun doesn't get to those ones down there. So pick those ones off. And right here is kind of the bald spot. So I'm going to put that in towards the back. This way you're looking at all the beautiful blooms out at the front for you. So there's a lot of reds, pinks, yellow, or not yellows, reds, pinks, whites. Yeah, lots of those kind of colors. The next one is osteos. So this is a true daisy-like flower. What I really like about these is that they'll actually kind of slow down their blooms once our weather gets too hot. Believe it or not, that does happen in Newfoundland, and they'll kind of pick back up. So I find that these are really long blooming annual in the right requirements. I've had mine blooming up through the frost that we'll see in October, and sometimes they're even up when there's some snow, depending on the season, of course. The next one is probably one that you've seen around, are nonstop begonias. These are great for the shady areas, and I mean, just look at how wow that bloom is. Nice bright orange, there's reds, there's orange, there's yellows, there's even some with a dark leaf on it. I think I have one here to show you. Yeah, so again, another way of showing some extra contrast is with the foliage as well. Again, similar to the geranium, it has a back to it. So you want to make sure that you're hiding that back so you're seeing all the flowers out towards whatever your front is, okay? So similar to the nonstop begonia, there's the Selena begonia. Very similar concept, the nice kind of harsh leaf, harsh in a good way. Nice strong leaf, I should say. And it will also bloom kind of like that rose look to it, but they're going to be a little smaller. And because they get so heavy, you're going to find that they actually almost kind of fall out over their plants. So really nice. The next ones that I'm going to show you they're the same flower, but as you see, every single one has its own unique pattern to it, which is, for me, makes it so unique and the wow factor. So we have some petunias, which are sun lovers, so you want a sunny area. They're also heavy drinkers and heavy feeders, so make sure that you can get in there and water and fertilize these plants. So I love this one because, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I haven't really seen many with this pattern onto it, okay? And then, of course, some other ones that we have is also a petunia. This one is called Night Sky, and just look at this. So every single bloom on this plant is going to be unique, and it changes with the amount of sun and the amount of water that it's getting. So I find those very unique. Here's another one of those. This is the Strawberry Sky. So these ones, we do have them in baskets. So they're more of like a mounding and semi-trailing, whereas there are some that give you that really dramatic drop. Bubblegum Supertunia, beautiful. I definitely have used that as a thriller into hanging baskets just because of its pure size and the color of it as well. And then here's just another option of a petunia that has a very unique bloom. I mean, it looks so classy. It's so dark purple, it almost looks black with a little edge on it. Yeah, so this would definitely be a super wow factor. Now, these are just some of the many thrillers that you can use, and I'll do another video that kind of shows some more that we have. As I mentioned, it really depends on your own preference about what you're going to think is a thriller, and you can have more than one thriller into a pot or container. Yes, 100% you can. What you want to think about is giving your eyes a break at some point. So if you constantly have all of the wow factors, there's nothing to stop to kind of take a breath and appreciate the wow factors. So certainly you can put, you know, a few of these into the same one. Now, if I was to do all of this, because I have 3 different wow factors of the petunias, it's going to be hard to really appreciate all the different ones. So you want to make sure that you kind of give time to acknowledge and appreciate all the different ones. But certainly you can do different thrillers of different flowers. I would just kind of suggest to go different flowers of different thrillers, so that makes sense. So instead of doing 3 different kinds of petunias, you're going to throw in a dahlia, you're going to throw in an osteo and a begonia and a petunia. And then of course you're going to have some fillers and spillers, and if you're looking for information on those, you're going to want to come back and check our next few videos for those. Okay, so don't forget, still too early to keep anything outside, but it is certainly a great time to get planning for your planting, and we're here to help you with that. So keep checking back for all of our videos that we're going to be posting, and if you have any questions, stop in and chat to our staff. See you soon. Happy planning and planting.